Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy spring. I want to share with you something that most business owners have never thought to do. And once you hear it, you're going to want to do it before you finish watching this video. Very important. Did you know that every time someone opens Google Maps and actually requests directions to your business, Google logs that? It's actually a behavioral signal. A real person wants to physically visit your location, and Google factors that into how it ranks you in local search. This means more visibility in the map pack and, most importantly, more calls. So more customers are finding you, which of course that's a good thing. First, let me introduce myself, of course. My name is Greg, and I'm a senior project manager here at Boulder SEO Marketing. And if you're a local business owner trying to get found on Google and AI search, that's exactly what we do here. So for today's SEO tip, I want to break down for you the Google Maps direction request signal, what it is, why most businesses are completely missing it, and the simple habit you can build into your team starting today, including one step so easy, it actually only takes about 10 seconds, costs you nothing, and is a tremendous benefit to your local business. So let's get into it. First, I want to make sure that we're on the same page about what's actually happening when someone uses Google Maps to get directions to a business. Did you know that every time a person opens Google Maps and searches for a business by name and taps Get Directions, Google actually logs that interaction? So that's a behavioral data point, they call it. And Google is collecting millions of these every single day across every business, every location, and every category. Here's why this matters. Google's entire local search algorithm is built around one core question: which businesses are actually relevant and popular in the real world? Not just on paper, and not just because they have a well-optimized listing, but actually relevant to real people in that area. And direction requests are one of the clearest signals of real-world demand that Google has. So when people are actively asking for directions to your business, Google interprets that as evidence that your business is a real destination, that people want to go there, that it's worth showing to more searchers. If you want to think about it this way, if two businesses are competing for the same local search term, one of them has a consistent, steady stream of direction requests, let's say month over month, and the other one actually has none, that's a ranking signal. And it's one piece of a much bigger puzzle, but it does count. And most businesses have no idea why this is happening, and they're leaving it completely up to chance. So here's the strategy, and it's not complicated. And that's actually the point. This is something that any business can start doing today with zero budget and with zero technical knowledge required. The first thing I want you to do is get your own team, your business, your team in the habit of requesting directions to your business on Google Maps. And I want you to do this every day. Your employees, your coworkers, your leadership team, everybody. And it's a simple process. So you'll see I'm screen sharing simple. This is the Google Maps listing for Boulder SEO Marketing. And this shows our Google business profile. And if you look over here, once you have your Google business profile page pulled up, there is a directions button. Very, very simple. So you pull up your listing and you simply click directions. That's the full action, and it only takes about 15 seconds. And in my case, I do this every day when I'm going to work. So I'm giving Google, I'm giving a ranking signal, and by clicking directions every day to work, I don't listen to the directions, of course. I know my way into the office, but I just get in the habit of doing that every day, and it takes no time at all. So let me address the question you're probably already thinking. Does this work if you're not physically going to the location? So as mentioned, I do this every day on my phone, but you can actually click directions from, if you hit the button at your desktop when you're at work, this does also provide a ranking signal. So to answer the question, does this actually work if you're not physically going to the location? Well, the honest answer is we don't know exactly how Google weighs that signal if the trip isn't completed, because in a nutshell, Google doesn't really publish that level of detail. But what we do know is that direction requests are tracked as engagement signals. And consistent engagement is what drives ranking improvements over time. So yes, the action itself actually matters, whether you're doing it while you're driving, for example, or if you just click direction requests from your desktop. Let me talk about scale next. Say you have a team of about 10 people and each one requests directions once or twice a week. Think about it. That's like 40 to 80 direction request signals hitting your Google Business Profile page every single month. So for a local service business trying to crack into the top 3 in the map app, for example, that kind of consistent behavioral signal accumulation, it matters, especially when your competitors aren't doing that at all. So you can extend this to your customers too. Not only do it yourself or have your team members do it, but you can extend it to your customers. So let's say when somebody books an appointment, you can include a Google Maps link in the confirmation email that says, get directions here. And simply most people will tap that. To wrap that up, that's really another organic signal with zero manipulation. You're just making it easier for people to do what they are going to do anyways. Next, I want to zoom out and kind of give you more context because this tip doesn't really exist in a vacuum. Local SEO, if you didn't know, is driven by like 3 main pillars. Relevance. So does your business listing match what the searcher is looking for? Distance. How close is your business to the actual searcher? And the last one is prominence. So how well known and active is your business, both online and in the real world? Direction requests that we're talking about today actually feed into that third pillar, prominence. So Google interprets a steady stream of direction requests, and that's evidence that your business has real world demand. It's the same reason Google also weighs things like review volume, review velocity, and how often people click your listing in the search results. These are all, again, what they call behavioral signals. And the businesses that win in the local map pack over the long term are the ones consistently generating positive behavioral signals across all of these touch points. Not just, say, optimizing your listing once with a social post to the Google Business Profile, for example, and just walking away. And direction requests are one of the easiest of those signals to deliberately influence. So if you're not doing this right now, the bottom line is that you're just leaving an easy win on the table. Once your team has the habit locked in, the next move is to extend this to your network. Again, I do this every day, but at Boulder SEO Marketing for our clients, we want to extend this to our network of clients, and we want you as a local business to do the same for your network. So share this tip with your clients. If you're an SEO agency like us, for example, you're already talking to your clients every week, and use that as a touch point. Walk them through the same process that I'm explaining today. Ask them to have their own team learn to do this every day for their own business location. And then to kind of take it one more layer out, you can ask your clients to mention it to their regular customers. So it's a trickle down. You could put a note you can have them put a note in their newsletter, include it in the next email to their list. And it doesn't really have to be complicated. It could be as simple as, hey, next time you're looking for us, grab directions through Google Maps. That simple. One last thing, I just want to be clear here that we're not talking about gaming the system. We're just talking about giving Google more of the behavioral data that's, it's already built to try to collect. And that data reflects real interest in your business. That's good SEO. And that's how you build a sustainable ranking advantage. Let's see. I want to give you one more reason to prioritize this right now. And it's specific to where search is heading in 2026. If you didn't know, AI overviews are appearing in a growing percentage of Google searches. Those are the results at the top of the search engine results pages. And this does happen to include local searches. In some cases, they're starting to replace or supplement the traditional map pack. And the map pack, as you know, is very important for local businesses. That 3-pack has been like the primary goal of local SEO for years, and its prominence is being challenged by AI-generated answers that kind of pull multiple signals simultaneously. The businesses currently that are holding their ground in this shift, they do have a few things in common. Strong Google business profiles with the important thing is sustained engagements, like the direction requests we're talking about. You have to have consistent NAP, that's name, address, and phone number across every directory or listing that you have. And another important factor is schema markup. And schema markup reinforces what your Google business profile profile already says. You also have an active content presence that gives both Google and AI systems like multiple converging signals pointing to the same conclusion. This is a legitimate, active, trustworthy local business. In a nutshell, Google business profile engagement signals, including the direction requests that we're talking about today, they're a foundational piece of that whole picture. They're completely within your control. They cost nothing to execute. And the majority of your local competitors are actually actively ignoring these ranking signals. So what I want you to do after watching this, there's 4 steps, and I want you to take this every week. Open your Google Maps, search for your business name, click directions over here, the green button, or obviously it's very simple to do on your mobile device. And I want you to do it now before you do anything else today. It would be great if you can share this video with your team and ask everybody to do the same thing at least once a week going forward. It doesn't take any time at all. Next, step 2, I want you to brief your team and simply make it a standing expectation when they come into the office every day. Use Google Maps. Another example is when if you have technicians head to a job site, do the same thing. Every direction request is a small but real vote of confidence in your business's total relevance. Step 3, extend it to your clients and customers. We talked about this. Include a Google Maps link, for example, in your appointment confirmation emails. Make it easy for people to generate the signal naturally. And step 4 is and this is the last step, is to log into your Google Business Profile dashboard, and you can actually track your performance data. You can look at things like how well you're doing on direction requests, how well you're doing when people click to call from your Google Business Profile page, and you can look at data such as website clicks over the last 90 days. So how often are people clicking from the Google Business Profile page to your actual website? So if those numbers are lower than you'd expect, you now have a clear picture on what to focus on. And the bottom line is that none of these take more than let's say 20 minutes combined, and done consistently, say over the next 90 days, they will move the needle on your local map pack rankings. Not really because there's a trick here, but because most of your competitors won't do it consistently. And in local SEO, the consistency is always a deciding factor. So to wrap up again, direction requests are one of those local SEO levers that feels almost too simple to pull, right? And that's exactly why most businesses overlook it. They're looking for the complex solution when the straightforward one is sitting right in front of them. This is available to anybody who's willing to show up consistently and do it. If you'd like to go deeper on local SEO strategy with Boulder SEO Marketing, we can teach you how to combine GBP optimization with on-page schema, on-page SEO rankings. We can help you with AI search visibility. And I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the Boulder SEO Marketing Friday SEO Tip newsletter. The link is in the description below, and every week we'll present one practical, actionable tip that you can use the same day. Again, my name is Greg. I'm a senior project manager at Boulder SEO Marketing. Thanks for watching, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Thanks. Bye.